today's news, we will get the details behind who won the 2 sophomore Senate positions last night and learn about how students feel about the Metro. We will also find out how Griff Sports is doing with Kyle Ferrara and Mary Kessler, and later in the show, hear an exclusive interview with American Idol winner Phillip Phillips. Also, stay tuned for upcoming campus news and events. Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Channel 19 News, your #1 source for news, campus events, and sports happening here at Canisius. I'm Christina Debato. Last night, 2 members were appointed into Senate to replace 2 sophomore positions that became vacant after Neil Savoy took a leave of absence and Michael McCall decided to step down from his position. Channel 19 News reporter Gabriel Walter has the inside scoop on what happened last night.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabrielle Walter reporting for Channel 19 News. We're here at Tuesday night's weekly Senate meeting, where 2 vacant sophomore Senate seats will be filled. By who? We don't know yet, but the meeting's about to get started, so let's go check it out. Tuesday night's Senate meeting began with each chair giving their own reports. Then the candidates each had a minute to speak.
For those of you who read through my application, you would probably notice that I have no Senate experience. And you're probably wondering why I'm really pushing that, because I don't like to view it as a negative. I view it only as a positive thing, because just because I don't have Senate experience does not mean I'm not qualified for the position.
Well, I'm a commuter, and that's an issue I'm kind of passionate about, because I feel like there's always kind of a divide between the commuters and the residents, and I always felt like you had to work a little bit harder to meet people and get involved, so that's something I would want to work on in here.
It was time for the E-Board to propose their nominations.
Let's go. Dylan, recommendations, you'll be Marissa, Verity.
Next, the sophomore senators voted, followed by the full Senate, and the votes were counted.
The nomination is approved. A wonderful group of applicants. We were truly blessed to have your application.
Why did you decide to run again this year?
I just love helping out other students and making the area around Canisius better through service or maybe through new clubs around school, stuff that students are interested in. And it's overall leadership is what I strive for every day when I wake up, and I want to be able to help those around me.
Do you have any ideas that you do want to bring to the table at some future Senate meetings?
Yes, I do actually have one in mind. One of my major concerns as a 2-year finance committee member is, where is our budgeting going? We fund a lot of clubs over and over again for the same things that I've noticed. Why are we funding these things twice, 3 times even, every semester? And I just want to bring together maybe a group of people, kind of like a governing arm inside the Finance Committee, to audit and make sure our funds are going where they're supposed to be and none of the Canisius College property, Canisius College student property, is being walked off with.
How nervous were you in there?
Oh, I was very nervous. I actually had prepared like a 10-minute spiel, a 5-minute spiel, and then when they said just I had a minute for a personal statement, I was just trying to the spark notes through my head, trying to get all my points across. So that was a little nerve-wracking, but I think I did a good job.
And why did you decide to run for Senate this year?
I had received the email from Anthony Thursday that they were looking for someone, and I only have 14 credit hours that I'm taking this semester, and I was looking for a class, but then when I started to think about it, I was like, I could probably learn so much more from these groups of individuals than I could from just any free elective class I would take here.
And what quality do you think you bring to the table that maybe some other senators don't?
I really do. I'm a firm believer that because I don't have the experience of being a senator, that actually works towards my advantage. I am a clean slate. I am the fresh canvas because I don't have any bias or expectations for that matter. I don't know how anyone feels about certain things. So I feel like by me stepping in, I'm very open-minded and I will have a clear agenda as to what I want to do.
Well, that was quite a process. Marissa and Dylan have joined the table in their roles as sophomore senators. Best of luck to them. I'm Gabrielle Walter, reporting for Channel 19 News. Back to you guys in the studio.
Wow, what a difficult decision. Best of luck to the new Senate members. Are you a student who loves to explore the city? Then chances are you probably use the Metro to get around. Here's Channel 19 News reporter Catherine Smith with a look at the student body's opinion.
Priding itself on being centrally located in the city of Buffalo, Canisius College has made it a point to provide students with Niagara Frontier Transportation Authority passes. Commonly referred to as the NFTA, this privilege has quickly become a highlighted feature the school has to offer.
I can't imagine life without my Metro Pass. I really love it. I don't have a car, so it helps me get around and go explore downtown, and my friends have jobs downtown and they use it to get there, so it's very useful.
Unfortunately, between the increase of NFTA prices and the ever-growing budget cuts at Canisius, whether or not students will continue to have that Metro Pass at their disposal is up for debate.
Over my past 4 years here, since I'm a senior, it's just been really great. I've used it a lot. I wouldn't be able to get downtown to any of the games or anything, and I think it's really good that it's part of being a student here.
The college has worked to keep the students' best interest at heart. Recognizing that a great deal of learning is done outside the classroom, a new marketing campaign was launched earlier this year, emphasizing their new slogan, "Go Exploring." But for the first time in 10 years, the student government had to step up in order to fund the students' means to do just that.
The Metro Pass is a very attractive quality for admissions. They claim that Canisius is a major part in the Buffalo culture and that we engage in it. And if we didn't have those Metro Passes to provide to the students, then we wouldn't be able to necessarily say that and attract a lot of the students that we potentially want to go here. The students that we attract here are what make the campus what it is. And so I believe that the Metro Passes are a major part to our environment here.
Since the slogan was just released earlier this year, regardless of budget cuts, continuing to provide students with an alternative means of transportation would not only be in the school's best interest, it should be a top priority.
Thanks, Catherine. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. Nope.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You're on your way to meet up with friends, but you can't seem to get anywhere quickly. You don't want your friends to be annoyed, so you text. You're on your way. Five seconds is the average time your eyes are off the road while texting while driving. Make sure you get where you're going.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. With the basketball game against rival school NU and the big hockey game, it was an exciting weekend for Griffin sports. Kyle Ferreira and Mary Kessler have the details.
Thanks, Christina. This weekend was an exciting one, as it was the conclusion of Spirit Week at Canisius. Sunday held another edition of the Battle of the Bridge versus Niagara. Unfortunately, it was one where the Griffins fell short. They were swept at the CAC as the Niagara women's team swept the Canisius women's team with a score of 62-49. Niagara men's basketball team beat the Golden Griffins in a gut-wrenching 66-65 loss.
Well, certainly the word for it. The Griffs were up 10 in the second half until Niagara came back to take a 4-point lead. And from there, the game went back and forth up until the very end. Of course, the last 10 seconds, Billy Barron hit a driving layup to give the Griffs a 65-63 lead before Niagara came back, and Martin Jordan, who led all scorers with 23 points off the bench, hit a three with just 2 seconds left on the clock. And then, of course, there's Billy Barron's famous shot that didn't quite count. He got it off just a 1/10 of a second too late. So ultimately, the final score was a loss for the Griffs, 66-65. In that game, junior forward Chris Manhertz had a career-high 17 points to go along with 15 rebounds, and the Golden Griffins team fell to 6-4 in the MAC, 13-8 overall. In the first game of the doubleheader, the Griffs women couldn't overcome their cold shooting. Ashley Durham led the Golden Griffins with 14 points, while Jamie Ruddle and Ashley Wilkes had 13 and 12 respectively. The Griffs led with 16 minutes 28 seconds on the clock in the first half, 8-7, but wouldn't score again for another 6 minutes and never got to within 6 of Niagara after that.
But on a brighter side, each team picked up a win early in the week. The men beat Ryder 67-50, and the women beat Loyola 60-46.
Yeah, and in the guys' game, the Griffs were led by Billy Barron and Jordan Heath. Heath had his first career double-double with 17 points and 13 rebounds, while Billy Barron also chipped in 17 points to go along with 9 rebounds. The women's team was led again by Ashley Durham, who scored 21 points in a game where, as a team, they shot 42.3% from three-point land. Durham, Kayla Hooley, and Jen Morabito each hit 3 three-pointers. The women's team is now 8-11 overall and 5-3 in MAC play.
That's cool. Well, despite the losses on Sunday, the women won 6 of their last 9 games, and the men have won 3 of their last 4 games. Now let's move on to hockey. The Griffs took on Mercyhurst at Buff State on Saturday. They won with a score of 4-2. They were trailing 2-1 at the end of the second, but scored 3 goals in the third period. Freshman Stephen Miller and sophomore Matthew Grayson netted 2 goals that were ultimately the game-winning goals. The rally marked the first time since March 2011 that the Griffs won, trailing at the end of the second period. And I was at the game, and I talked to Coach Dave Smith and forward Matthew Grayson at the game, and here's what they said.
Hi, I'm Amy from GriffinTV, here with Phillip Phillips in Montante Cultural Center.
The Golden Griffins men's hockey team took on Mercyhurst this past Saturday, winning with a score of 4-2 after a devastating loss to Bentley last weekend.
Last week it was 2 close games, and we, even though we played well, we didn't get a win. So it didn't take a lot to recover. It's just a reminder of how tight the standings are and how everybody in the league is very, very good. So we had to get back down to work and find a way to win a game, and we did that.
Practice, we had a good week of practice, worked hard, so I just came in ready today to play.
Positive things come from the right kind of pressure and desperation, and I really felt that there was a lot of pressure that our guys put on themselves, and that pressure led us to play our best hockey as the game, got closer to the end. And the third period was just the end result, but I thought we played very well and built our game up to a very high level as it progressed.
Just kind of got back to basics, kept it simple, worked on everything, and just really came in ready to play today.
I like our team's chances a lot. I think that every night you want to get points, whether it's 1 point or 2 points. You got to keep chipping away. It's going to come down to the last weekend. It's going to come down to a few points here and there. And as long as we can get points every night, then we're going to be in a good position. I thought it was a great goaltending battle. Both goalies on both teams played very well. There was moments when it was 1-0 for Mercyhurst that Capel made some great saves, and there was moments when it was 3-2 for us. He made some great saves. So I thought he gave us championship-style goaltending today. Make big saves, play with desperation, and put it in the empty net at the end. Always feels good.
Same thing as today. It'd be great to get another sweep this year, and it's going to be a huge game because I think we're tied with them or somewhere right around the standing, so it's going to be a huge game. So,
a desperate battle against a desperate team that, you know, we got the upper hand tonight, but the teams are very, very close. And we're going to need to have a very high pressure and high desperation factor for us to come out on top.
The Griff's second game versus Mercyhurst was moved to Tuesday night and was not completed in time for this broadcast, but we will have the results for you on #GriffSports Thursday at 6 p.m.
Synchronized swimming got their season going versus Incarnate Word on Saturday, and they won with a score of 87-78. Also on Saturday, the Golden Griffin swimming and diving concluded their regular season by sweeping SUNY Fredonia. The men dominated the Blue Devils 140-83, and the women narrowly escaped with a 127-116 victory.
Some highlights from that race on Saturday. Senior Matt Mausinger secured his first top finish of the season. He did not swim at all earlier in the season. He won the 200-yard butterfly with a time of just over 2 minutes. On the women's side, the women secured their victory in the final event of the day. The 400-yard freestyle relay team of sophomore Claire Battaglia, Erica Tozer, Kelly Graber, and Marissa Oakey grabbed the first place finish in the event. The Griffs will now focus on preparing for the MAC Championships, which will be held in downtown Buffalo from February 14th to the 16th in the Flickinger Center.
And of course, we wish them the best of luck in the tournament. And that's it for us on Griff Sports today. Tune in to #GriffSports on Thursday at 6. And also follow us on Twitter at GriffSports_19. Back to you, Christina.
Thank you, Kyle and Mary. For this year's spring concert, American Idol winner Phillip Phillips performed an acoustic concert live this past Sunday in the Montante Cultural Center here at Canisius. Before his performance, Amy Brooks sat down for an interview.
Hi, I'm Amy from GriffinTV, here with Phillip Phillips in Montante Cultural Center. You had a band in the beginning with your sister and your brother-in-law.
Yes.
What made you want to try out for American Idol?
Well, you know, that's this guy named Casey Abrams from season 10 tried out. I never watched the show. I wasn't really a big fan of the show because it was a very pop show. But he really brought a lot of jazz to it and did his own thing, and I really respected that. So that kind of gave me the idea to try out for it, and didn't expect anything to happen, so it's pretty cool.
How did it feel when your song Home got really big and was used to promote the Olympics?
I didn't expect it. I remember getting through with a show one night, and I got on Twitter, and people were tweeting me like, "Oh my gosh, heard your song on the Olympics." I was like, "Oh my gosh," and it was I was very surprised, and I'm very thankful. So it helped the song out a lot.
When you step on stage, what runs through your mind?
Don't screw up. That's the biggest thing. Don't screw up, and I hope the sound is good. So that's probably the two biggest things.
Are you, at any point, do you kind of ease into it and start to relax?
After the first, it depends on how the first song goes. If the crowd takes it pretty well, then I can kind of relax a little bit and chill. But then if I don't know, then my mind's just still racing, and then I don't know what to do. So I'm still I'm nervous the whole show, but then like I said, every now and then I can relax.
What does it feel like after you step off the stage?
It feels really good, but it's also like you want to keep playing more because you just had all that energy just come at you. So it's I don't know, it's different. I'm usually sweaty, and so I like to take a shower and then probably go back on stage. But I don't know. Sometimes it feels good after if you have a good show, then you're like just giving high fives everywhere.
What about the first time someone asked you for an autograph? What ran through your mind then?
It was weird. I remember someone asked me, even before Idol, someone asked me for an autograph, and I was like, "What?" I said, "You talking about me?" It was me and my brother-in-law, and I said, "Sure." I didn't even know how to sign. I hadn't written in cursive since like 3rd, 4th grade, and so I had to do it. So it's cool meeting people though. You get to know different people all the time.
So would you say that you're kind of used to it now?
No, because I don't try not to get used to it, because it could all be gone tomorrow. So I just take it all as a blessing, and I I don't go around asking people if they want an autograph. I try to keep it low key.
Do you find that people like recognize you on the street?
Yeah, sometimes. And it's cool, you know, it's no problem. You know, only time I have a problem with it is whenever I'm eating. If I like, I'll have food, just stuffing food in my mouth, and they'll say, "Can we get an autograph?" I'm like, sure, hold on, 1 second. So that's probably the only bad time I don't want to do anything.
Do you have a favorite memory with a fan?
Favorite memory? I remember somebody brought some underwear one time. It's like panties. It was very weird. They said, "Can you sign these?" I was like, have you worn these? They said, "No, they're brand new." I'm like, "You just smell them first." No, I didn't tell them to do that, but yeah, I signed them, so that was a very weird one. And yeah, it was I didn't know what to do about that one. They asked me to take a picture with it, and I was like, okay. I didn't know. It's hard for me to say no to people because I don't want to be rude, and so I did, and it's very strange.
Have you ever had to say no to anyone?
I think so. I'm sure I have, yes. But I rarely do. It's usually other people that say no for me because if you asked me to come running with you right now, I would probably say yeah. And then I would just look at Mary like, and then she would say, "Oh, you can't." So I can't go running, even though you didn't ask. Just kidding.
I was really looking forward to that run. What are your plans for after this college tour?
I don't know. I think I'm going on tour with Matchbox 20. That's going to be a lot of fun. Rob Thomas, he's one of my heroes. You know, I love his lyrics, and you know, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then after that, going to Europe for a little bit, and coming back and doing some more college shows with a full band. So that's going to be exciting.
Do you like the college as opposed to a different type of bigger tour?
Oh, I love colleges. I mean, it's kind of my range of people, around the same age, and so it's cool. That's how you build your fan base, in my opinion. And I hope people enjoy the shows and enjoy the music that I have to offer, and maybe we'll build a relationship for years to come.
Now, you were sick when you were on the show American Idol. What keeps you going, or what kept you going then, and what keeps you going now?
I mean, I guess just I love playing music, and that's what I always kind of kept in my heart and in my mind on the show. I didn't really want to give up. There's a couple times where I wanted to get out of it on the show, but I had some good people and great doctors helping me out, and so that's kind of what I keep up with, keep with me on the road. Just that I love it. I want to get up there, even though, I might be hoarse or I might be hurting or something. So I just, you just gotta love it.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem.
Are you watching Channel 19?
What's up? I'm Phillip Phillips, and you're watching Channel 19.
Thanks, Amy. You can check out the full interview and more behind the scenes with Phillip Phillips on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. Now for some campus news and events. Want to stay healthy this semester? Healthy U is starting its kickboxing series on Tuesdays starting February 5th, continuing on to the 12th, 19th, and 26th in Penfold Commons. Students will be introduced to the movements and training specific to kickboxing. Classes are free to undergraduate students. LZ Granderson is an American journalist and commentator for CNN and ESPN. He'll be visiting Canisius College to speak about issues such as race and sexual orientation. This event, hosted by Unity, will take place Thursday, February 28th from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Montante Cultural Center. This event is free and open to the public. Be an admissions host. Sunday and Wednesday nights throughout the semester, prospective students are looking to stay overnight in Bosch, Frisch, and Dugan halls. Students will be provided with dinner passes, tickets to events, and prizes at the end of the year. If you and your roommate are interested in hosting an overnight student, contact Phil Kaea at 888-2214 for more information. That's all we have for you today, Canisius. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for tuning in.